Hi all, this is Harini. Welcome back to our channel Code with Harini. Today we are going to solve August 23 LeetCode challenge, which is find the minimum area to cover all the ones, part 2, which is an extended version of a question that we solved yesterday. Okay, so if you haven't solved that question yesterday, I will highly recommend you guys to solve to get a better understanding, because that solution we will be using in this to solve. Okay, so if you haven't solved that question, please go and solve that question, then come back and solve this question. Okay, so which will minimize the harder version of this question to half at least. Okay, now let's take a look at the question. So we'll be giving a 2D binary array grid. You have to find 3 non-overlapping rectangles having non-zero areas with horizontal and vertical sides such that all the ones in the grid lie inside this rectangle. So we have to return the minimum possible sum of the area of this rectangle. Note the rectangles are allowed to touch. Okay, they'll be giving us the grid. This is the grid. So here if you see, you have to divide the rectangle into 3 parts. Got it? And you have to figure it out. That can be either horizontal, like this also you can divide. So this, and this. Somehow you have to divide the rectangles into 3 parts. That should not be overlapping, but it can touch, as well as that should be the minimum area compared to other vertical slits or horizontal slits. Got it? So here they have given you the correct answer. So here if you see 2, this is 2 plus 1, 5. But if you have divided like this, okay, now this also will be getting included. So 1, 0, 1, which is 3, then this 2 together, which is 2, this 1 separate might be, which will result in 6 answer, right? So we have to return the minimum area. So this is what possible. Okay, here if you see 1, 0, 1, 0, so here they have taken like this. They have first they did horizontal, then they did 2 vertical. Okay, so here if you see, can't how that yesterday's question play a role here means, so here if you can't leave the zeros like this, right? You can divide the array like this. Okay, once you pass this as a grid to the previous question, that will return you the minimum area that covers all the ones, so which is 3. So by then you can identify, okay, we can remove this 2. Okay, we'll be splitting the grid and we'll be giving us to our minimum area, smallest area that cover all the ones, that will give us this alone. The same way you would have divided like this, and you would have given to the minimum area question, so that we would have returned you only 1, 1. So by then you know, okay, this is the minimum. Let's take a look what we have discussed, how we are going to approach, how this going to work. Maybe while explaining, you guys might not have that much idea about how we are going to solve, but while run through the example and the approach, we will get a better idea. Okay, now this is the example that we have taken to run through how we are going to approach. So now here I have added what are the possible ways that we can divide an array into 3 rectangles. So that way it can be vertical slit, and it can be horizontal slit, then vertical like this, or like this. Okay, so this can be like first horizontal to vertical, or on top to on top first vertical, then down is full horizontal, or 3 horizontal or 3 vertical. The same way on left you are splitting into 2, then other, the same way. So here if you see A, B, C, okay, these are the approaches that we are going to divide an array into ways like A, B, C. If you see D, E, F, it's just 90-degree rotate. If you rotate this method, this array into 90 degree, you will be getting the same, right? So what we are basically going to do, instead of writing approaches for DEF and have multiple 6 conditions to figure it out and figure out the minimum, what we are going to do, we are going to have the ABC and pass the 90 degree rotated matrix to the same ABC approach will give you the same answer. Got it? So that's what we will be doing. For example, here if you see, this was DEF. Generally we have 6 cases. How will be dividing and into 3 rectangles and will be figuring out the minimum area. So by the ABC approach itself, if you rotate the array to 90 degree left, okay, but see, if you rotate this to 90 degree, it will be like this to 90 degree the same, this to 90 degree, it will be the same. So what we're basically doing, we'll be basically rotating this grid to 90 degree, okay, then pass to A, B, C, which will give us the same result. So we'll be just writing the code to identify the minimum area for A, B, C. Got it? Now first thing what we will be doing, we'll be rotating this grid and we'll have it in some other variable. Okay, we have to find grid minimum as well as rotated grid minimum. Okay, among this, whatever the minimum comes, that will be returning it as an answer. So now how we are going to divide this? Okay, now let's have a look. Okay, this will be high, this will be our jth loop. Okay, so now if you see, now we have to leave at least, this will be, we should leave at least one row at the bottom to get separated, right? So for how many loops we will run? For I in range we will run till n minus 1, because I should not go till n minus 1, because at least we need one at the one row at the bottom to get split into particles, right? Yeah, because if you can't take full array, that can't give us 3 rectangles, right? So now at least you have to go till here. First what will be going like this and will be giving this for vertical. Then we will be trying this and we'll give this for vertical. So among that, whatever the minimum comes, that will be going to take. So now how we will be writing this condition? So for this rectangle, you have to add 3 areas. One is horizontal, vertical and 2 verticals. So J will be going till, so J, for this again what we will be giving, we will be whatever this I from I plus 1 will be navigating till n, right, for the second. Then what till here what we will be going, so to have a vertical split we will need for the last third rectangle we need at least 1, right? So we will be traversing m minus 1j. Okay, for chain range also will go em minus 1. Now see, this is also doing the vertical split, this is also doing vertical split. So with this with this one loop itself we can have these 2 cases. Okay, first let's have it as a result. So initially we'll have a result as a 0. Now what we'll be doing, we will be splitting the arrays as I told like this, and we'll be passing those to find minimum area of the question yesterday which we have solved. Okay, that it's the same solution, and you will be just passing the splitted grid. For example, if you just split this, okay, first you pass this and get the minimum area that cover all the ones, so that will you return the area. Okay, so we will be calling the minimum area function which we have. So minimum area, now first split, so I will be starting whatever the ith value will be initially splitting from 0 to whatever the I. For I will range from 0 to n minus 1. So initially for horizontal split 0, 0, j is full j we are going to take. So then 0, m minus 1. So 0 to I. So I will range from 0 to n minus 1. N minus 1 is this. So first I will go this, and this for the second condition will be splitting like this. So for next I will come to here, which means this array, what is the area and how will be splitting into a 3 rectangle. So here when you see, if when you are passing like this doesn't have any one, so minimum area will return you the maximum value. So the result will go higher because this is not a valid, right? So that we will be handling in the minimum area function. So now, okay, first we have slit it, got it. Now we have added this condition. Now for this, what we will be doing, plus the same will be calling. Now this will be I plus 1. So for example, if I is our 0, now I plus 1 will be the portion that will be giving for slitting, vertical slits, right? So what we'll be doing, I plus 1 till starting, end will be your n minus 1. Then here we'll be this is j, right? So what we'll be doing, 0 to j will be giving for the second triangle. Okay, so for the third triangle, the same I plus 1 n minus 1. For the third triangle, what will be giving, j plus 1 of m minus 1. Got it? So this is just for this alone. For the first case, we have written the result. For the second case, okay, the same result equals to mean of result, comma v. The same again, result equals to mean of result, comma, what will be calling the same minimum area. Here I is 0 to this will be I, right? So here on first we are slitting. So what will be our area, 0, I, 0, right? 0 to j, this is j plus 1. So 0, j. So next minimum area will be 0, I, the same. So j plus 1, m minus 1. Here it is I plus 1 till n minus 1. Here it is 0 to I. Only that will be difference. And this condition will be getting updated to now here 0 to I, right? Here what will be I plus 1, n minus 1. Here it first will be horizontal slit will be I plus 1, n minus 1 will be getting updated. J is same full m minus 1. So we are not slitting any j's here. So 0, m minus 1. Now we have added two cases, right? Now for the third case, what will be our result? So now here we don't have any vertical slits at all. Everything is horizontal. So what we'll be doing? So we'll be running through the loop. I can be 1, j can, so if it is 3 cross 3, for sure then only this is possible. Then only we'll get 3 rectangles, right? If not, you can't take this as a first slit, this as a second, then third is we don't have nothing, right? So that can't be happen. So what we'll be doing, will be running through the loop I in range n minus 2, which means, so I can to the max, if it is 3, it can go till 0. Okay, so 3 minus 2 is 1. So in the range 1 means it can run through the loop till 0. Got it? So if it is more, one more row was there like this. something like this was there. Then for the first slit can be this, second this, third this, or first can be this, second can be this, and third can be this, or first can be this, second can be this, and third can be this. So what we will be doing, will be running through till n minus 2. So first can come till n minus 2. This is n, so n minus 2 it can come, and j can go till n minus 1. Okay, so that for sure at least we'll be leaving one row for the third one. Got it? So for j in range, whatever the I plus 1. So if I is taking this row, then j can start from here. If I is taking this, then j can start from here till n minus 1. So leaving third, last row, at least one row. If in last rows, at least we'll have one row, right? So that's why we are writing this condition. Now what will be our condition? So the same result equals to min of minimum area. First what will be passing, so to the max 0 comma m minus 1. So j doesn't have any condition, we are taking full, right? So I can be 0 comma I first. Second minimum area will be calling for the second rectangle, will be passing I plus 1 comma till j. This is j, right? Yeah, 0 comma m minus 1. For third will be like j plus 1 comma n minus 1. 0 comma m minus 1. So n minus 1 is the last. This is will be 0 to I plus 1 to j, so j to n minus 1, so third. So there is no restriction on j, so we'll be always passing 0 comma m minus 1. By this three cases we are going to traverse all the possibilities, right? Because it's from we are not fixing one, we are traversing all the possibilities of one first cases and second cases. The same way we are trying all the possibilities of three cases, and we are passing to the minimum area. So why we are passing to the minimum area means, so yesterday's question we know minimum area is nothing but to cover all the ones, right? For example, if our we will be slitting, let's assume if this has a 0, okay. So now you are slitting thing as is for the second, like we will be splitting like this for the first one, and we are getting the area as a 2, and second we are passing like this, and third, okay, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. For the third one we need only here the third rectangle, not this whole. Understood? So if you pass this as a grid to the minimum area, it will return you the area 1 as it covers all the rectangle. So now this will be one rectangle, this will be one rectangle, and this will be the third rectangle. So now we got the minimum area. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Now this is the exact solution that we'll be using. For the case D, E, F, we'll be just rotating the grid to 90 degree and passing again to ABC, which will give us the same result. Okay, this is the exact solution that we have used to solve the given problem. So if you see here, so initially this is the function that they have given, minimum sum. So we'll be rotating the grid. Rotating the grid is nothing but whatever the grid like this exists, whatever the value here, you will be just swapping this and this, this and this, this and that. Now these are the three conditions that we have used to solve. Here I also can't explain so many conditions how that's going to work, because that will be so much time consuming. But if you guys didn't understand, you just draw the matrix and try with the 0 to I, 0 comma m minus 1, whatever you guys want, and that will make you have a better understanding by debugging by yourself, but I have clearly explained why 0 to I, 0 to I minus 1, all these things by the example. I made you understood. I hope if you, these are the three conditions that we'll be using to find the minimum area. If you guys still have any questions or concerns, please do let me know. I'll be happy to help. Maybe I can just run through one example, which is 101,111. Okay, now here they have divided three rectangles like this. So which means they would have done the slits like this. Actually, they would have done this three vertical slits, which is our F. Understood? So this, we would have rotated our grid. Here you can see that they would have divided like this, but when as per the code we know this case we didn't handle, right? We would have rotated the grid to 90 degree. So 90 rotated grid will be 110111. Got it? Okay, this will be our rotated grid. That will be this, you ourselves know, that will go into the case 3, right? So case 1 and 2 will give us value that is not minimum. So now to debug everything it will be time consuming, so I'm just going to the case 3. If you have if you want to debug case 1, case 2, maybe you guys can try it out on your own by having some example. Okay, now you know this is I, right, and this is J. So now I can range from 0 1, as we know. If you are slitting, since it is vertical slit, now you are rotated, now it is became horizontal slit. So now I can range till 0, J can range 1, because we need at least 1 for the third rectangle. So this, so I is 0, I can range till 0 to n minus 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 0 to 1, 0, range 1 means it will go till 0. Okay, J will go only 1. Okay, now you see 0 2 will be passing 0 comma 0 comma 0, m minus 1 is 0 comma 2. So now if you pass this, what will be our area, minimum area that will return, which will return to us, which is 2. Okay, so first we'll be getting 2. So how we will get this minimum area? To understand this, you can watch yesterday's video. Okay, now we are this is the grid that you passed. Got it? To the minimum area function. So it, what is the smallest area that can cover all the ones, which is length equals to 2, breadth equals to 1. So 2 into 1 will give us 2. Now we'll be passing this second slit. So which is I plus 1. I is 0 plus 1 is 1. Right? So 1 you will pass. J is already 1. So 1 comma 1. Okay, 1 comma 1 is this, and we don't have restriction over horizontal because we are going to slit like this. Okay, so this 0 1 we pass. What will be a smallest area that can cover, which is only 1, right? So that will give us 1 as an answer. Then third will be passing J plus 1. J is 1. 1 plus 1 gives us 2. So 2 comma n minus 1 is also 2. So 2 comma 2 will be passing. So 0 comma 2. So this is the grid that will be taken into consideration now for calculating the smallest area that covers all the one, which is 2. So now again our answer we will get it as 2. So cumulatively you guys are adding 2 plus 1, which gives us 5. That is the answer that will be returning. So from this all this what we would have got. So for the first slit and second slit, if you would have slit like this, okay, so to cover all the ones it should be 3 and 3. So we'll be getting 3 as a result from this yeah, horizontal and vertical slits together, but only horizontal slits will give us 5, which separates an array into basically 3 rectangles. So basically we know how what are the ways that we can do a grid into 3 rectangles. So by then we have written the conditions according to that. For the remaining conditions we are just rotating and passing the same grid, and whatever the minimum value that comes, that we are returning. That's it. So now here 5, here 6 comma 5 we would have got, and we are returning 5. I hope this makes sense. If you guys still didn't understand or you have any questions or concern, please do leave a comment. I'm happy to help. Okay, now let's look into the time complexity and space complexity. So space complexity here, see, we are storing a grid again. So that will be always obviously storing m cross n. Also for this smallest area, to figure it out, that in turn will have only 4 variables. So that min x, max x, all these things that which we have discussed earlier, you can go and check it out. So now for figuring out, and we are see, for every we are calling m cross n to the max, okay, m cross n, which in turn calls minimum area. Okay, so 2m cross n, so which in turn calls minimum area, that will to the max it can go m cross n. Okay, so either n square or whatever it is, it can go. So which will be m cross n cross m cross n. Okay, to the worst we will be getting our time complexities m square cross n square. I'll be providing the GitHub links which will contain all the languages. You can just try to solve it on your own by this understanding. If you still couldn't, you can go and check it out, the links in the GitHub, which you might find useful, and try to debug and understand it better. If you like my video, please do like, subscribe and share it with your friends, which will highly motivate me to do more videos consistently. Yep, thanks for watching.